Welcome to the shed. We're going to play one of those games where we build a didgeridoo from agave. Complex process. First of all, we've got to have an agave stick. Come with me. Agave, it's not a native plant. It's a type of cactus, right? In the Americas, they grow it to make tequila. So you find agave everywhere. It grows on the roadside, it grows beside the railway. People had it in their gardens in the 1960s. It was sort of like the gold fleck linoleum of the garden. It was pretty cool like that. Mostly you just see long spiky leaves, but then once every 25 years the thing flowers. What a spectacular event.
Oh, Dad. Whoa, Dad. Won't you spare me over till another year?
We're right in the shadow of the W power station, and found an agave here. It's quite old and just the perfect opportunity to be harvested. So when it's a fairly small stem like this, you want to go down as low as you can go. Like the little blockers. There's some smaller ones coming up around the base of it too. Timber. So that's about all there is to it. This one will go into the shed for about 12 months. It'll dry off in that period and then you'll be able to scrape the outside off relatively easily. The process starts from there. So when we harvest agave for didgeridoo making, we're actually just picking flowers, and the flower is already dead by the time we get it. In fact, it's got to be dead and dry before we start working on it, which makes it a pretty ecologically sensitive way of doing didgeridoo, because traditionally didgeridoo was made from trees cut down in the forest. They were almost always green and growing at the time, and they'd been hollowed out by termites. So here's the dried stem. This one's about 12 months old, and it's just been sitting in the shed under cover, and it's eventually dried out and become quite desiccated, and it's much lighter than when it was originally harvested. Now, these little clips on the side here, they're where the actual flowers are attached to, and they're the first things that have got to go. We crack them all off so that we can actually lay it flat on the surface and start working on it. You want it fairly flush to the surface, otherwise you've got to do a whole heap of sanding to make it smooth. Now we need one of these. This is an old kitchen knife, and it's a good bit of steel. It's got a few little chunks out of it, and a bit rusty and so forth. Probably not much fun in the kitchen. It's my shed knife, and we use it to scrape the external bark off the outside of the dried agave stem. So with the blade on a bit of an angle, I'm just dragging it back towards you. So now, once we've got it relatively smooth with the knife, I'll give it a hit with the sander. I like using the electric sander. I mean, if you want to make it a full organic hand-sanded experience, go for it, but there's going to be plenty of sanding.